close qualifier actions here in the lower bracket. We've got T1 versus pretty good dispose out onto AU. Can't underestimate the damage from Cuckoo. Now just controlling the lane really well. Does get the avalanche off with no toss back. As mentioned, Gab just building up those Jingus now. Has the full stack onto Xavius and should just melt away. The damage is there. And Gabby, another kill onto the Monkey King.
Yeah, it's hard for the puck. He's got to get his last hits only with the Illusory Orb and Waning Rift. So there's quite a bit of downtime.
Xavius in trouble again, getting slowed down by the Arctic Burn, but not fully committed from Gabby. A little bit too far. Still manages to get the Jingu stacks though. Chases and force down, slowly poking him with his stick. And that should be another kill for Gabby. He misses one right click though. Splinter Blast will clean up, and Whitemon picks that one up for himself.
He's a legit carry on the Sweeper. It can work. Wow, top lane though.
Get the dispose off onto Force. Raging Potato just showing up to provide that avenue for Gabby. Jingu's all up. Takes a little bit more with the Spirit Siphons, but not enough to sustain for Force with all that output.
Lelouch is here though. Might go straight for Raging Potato, get that kill. And there goes the Dream Coil.
Only onto one. Only onto Carl. And Carl caught into Cogs, but still find that kill onto AU. They do find Raging Potato for their trouble. Keeping the chase up. Natsumi early on in this fight. Toss out from Lelouch does connect onto Carl. Avalanche installed. Gabby starting to drop low. Is taken away. Natsumi and the Weaver weaving in and out. It's just working out. He shows up top and he gets it done.
Yeah, I don't think Cuckoo was in the top lane fight, but yeah, it takes a mid-tier one and that opens up the map more.
Top, Raging under a bit of trouble. Avalanche out from Xavius stall, but there's the familiar stunts coming through from Cuckoo. Is it enough? Natsumi in the front line does have time lapse. Does manage to get away. Shikuchi is maxed out as well. So a lot harder to pin down. T1 though still chasing. No level 6 on Whitemon with Chris, so no hold. Lelouch is ready to go with a Dream Coil. Could find Carl hanging around in this jungle.
Tough kill.
Managed to find him. Dream Coil out. Can they get him? Snap on the coil. AU comes in. Winter's Curse immediately out from Whitemon to counteract, and AU's gone. On to Lelouch. They go. The punches fly out from Raging. They find 2 kills for their trouble, and the tips are flying out. Carl's feeling himself.
Polaris, they're seems like they might want to fight this. Hook shot.
They catch out Whitemon, isolating with Wyvern, but she still manages to fly away. Lelouch does get the Dream Coil onto the tree. Where's the follow-up? Cuckoo trying to drop those familiars down. Gabby's still around the area. Still has the damage. Curse out onto Xavius to hold him back. They still managed to lose Whitemon. Cuckoo starting to drop a bit low, being chased down. Natsumi getting the damage off, and now Gabby in the spot of danger gets tossed up. Does not manage to really maximize his Jingu yet, but still alive. Natsumi with a chase though. Does find him, but Carl cleans up in the end. Xavius going for the TP. They do not have the familiar stuns off cooldown. So 4 for 3 in the end there.
They can't take a 5-on-5. It has to be pickoffs for them most of the time.
So look at that. Raging going very far with the Tumbler Story. This supposed on to Force. Hook shot from AU does cut off Cuckoo. And is starting to melt in the middle, but they share the damage. He gets blown up by that Avalanche toss and Dream Coil coming through. Carl still standing forward. Has the BKB. Will BKB TP away. This Whitemon's caught in the middle. Does have the curse, but doesn't see a good target. Cold Embrace to stall. No one coming to his rescue though, and is going to be sacrificed. A much cleaner fight for Polaris there. Smoke out, but awkward. Invis already out from Carl. He just breaks it. So immediately spotted out. They drop the sentry a bit too late, and Carl still has the BKB. Will walk away. And hookshot's still there. AU wants to go for this, but the backup's a bit slow, and Carl is still moderately fine. Does get Avalanche tossed out with the Dream Coil break, and Carl is gone. T1 not grouping up behind them all too fast, but here comes Raging. Does not manage to get the Disposed Silence, is out. Still running away from that Wukong. So damage is coming through from Gabby to toss out. Does not save. Curse out onto Xavius. Damage is flying through, catching out Force as well. He is still alive on the tiny though, but rebound forward, jump away from Gabby, and they find 2 for Cuckoo.
Are going to go for Roshan as well. Buyback coming out here. They really want to stop this. Lose 10 seconds though.
Yeah, staying fairly clumped up in there. Natsumi can't try to scout. They've got good vision coverage on T1 Sendo. And we jump forward. Xavius with a toss back, and the Avalanche does kill off Raging. Great hook shot onto 2, catching Gabby at the back. Xavius still dropping low, is taken away, but Force with BKB holding his ground. Gabby getting some good hits with a Boundless. Time lapse is there to save. And the Dream Coil just to clean up Whitemon. 2 already gone, but the dieback in Xavius is there. So it does even out, and that could allow Polaris to clean up Roche. Force still has some good time on the Exo, not quite enough, and Carl spots it out, gets a static link. Roche is about to fall. Force does get Aegis.
Immediately loses it.
Immediately loses it and sacrifices Natsumi. Force, second life, not going to be able to do much with it, as the rest of T1's there to clean up. And a lot of commitment from Polaris, but it bites them in the bum there, Optimo. So they're not going to be caught out just yet. Smoke breaks from Gabby. Monkey King powers right there. We don't see him yet. They're not chopping the trees. Still safe. Does manage to jump in. Cuckoo goes in with the Orchid right onto AU.
Nice
Get
save.
a cost pack on Force. But Gabby with the BKB still wants more. AU holding them back. Dream Coil out onto Whitemon. Hook shot away for AU as Whitemon starting to drop fairly low up front. And backline as well. Natsumi trying to get some damage off. Carl with a BKB, not going to be stopped by the Avalanche. Still keeping Chase Orchid out now after the time lapse. Natsumi is going to be gone. Force standing his ground, trying to sustain for the team. They find Raging in exchange. A 3-for-1 so far in favor of Polaris is tossed forward. Carl, BKB's gone. He's going to be able to scurry away with a buyback on Whitemon to prevent any further aggression. Good position for Polaris here, but they are on the low ground now, so it can be awkward. Smoke breaks and Gabby spots a lot of them. They see him jump across, immediate BKB from Force, forcing Gabby to BKB as well. Trying to get the hits off, but Force is just too durable with that spell immunity. Sideline, Lelouch does manage to jump the back line along with Xavier's getting tossed back onto Tree.
Nice
Big hook shot onto Tree as well. Curse out the save for now. AU gonna survive Tree. They hold Natsumi, but can't really damage Drew. Force the time lapse early. Force still holding the front line with Spirit Siphons. It is isolated now. And T1 manages to find that angle. Great come around from Polaris to look for the rear, but just not quite enough to win out that fight. But T1, they still maintain a 6k lead. They're the ones kind of working the map. They see Lelouch once more. Blink forward with the Dispose and the Boundless. Do they have enough time? They do. Clean up Lelouch, stepping a bit too far on the puck. And they get a great curse out as well from Whitemon, just holding down AU, but is enough to find that kill Jetpack to try and run away. It does hook shot down, so just drags him closer to the team, which allows T1 to jump on top of Xavius now, clean up the Tiny, and possibly gun for that mid. Being sneaky, going into the high ground, knowing that Polaris will want to fight, and they spot them out. Great wards. Silence immediately out in AU. They get the stun onto Force as well. Avalanche to break off for now. Toss back on Gabby as well. BKB is ready to go, as they are trying to fight inside. Trying to burst down Whitemon before anything else, and he will find him. Gabby, way too low in the middle, is isolated in the cogs. Can't lifesteal True and is down. He's dead, just a bit about out of position there. Great target prioritization, but they still find Lelouch. 2 for 3 so far. Natsumi trying to hold his ground up front. Carl now, a massive beast in the middle. Cuckoo does fall. Xavier's managing to force that way. Natsumi, time-lapse already used. Dispose again from Raging, and the chain stuns from the familiars are enough. Only Xavier's left. Carl looking for the captain now. Running in. Avalanche to stall just a little bit, but there's that Dispose once more. A full team wipe going the way of T1. Creep cutting still being done by Natsumi bot, so they don't have too much time for backdoor kicks back in. They're managing this opening quite well from Polaris. Backdoor kicks up, range rack stays safe.
It's like wishful thinking, and Gabby's just gonna go hit the racks. Like, what are you guys gonna do? Like, what are you literally? Oh, here we go. This is what they're gonna do.
Oh boy. Now, double eye of the storm just melts Xavius immediately and melts these objectives. Carl can just go for the push now, all by himself. Doesn't need to wait for much more. Damage is just flying. That just gets machine gun down. Doesn't last long at all. The rack's not going to take too long as well. Fortify is out, but trying to get the lift back. Immediate BKB by Force. Hook shot misses this time from AU close up. We'll get the cogs trap, but no follow-up. As AU falls as well. Another set of racks going the way of T1. They catch Natsumi with a Hex. And he's gone. No buyback in the Weaver.
That's it.
He bought the Demon Edge. They catch Lelouch. Great Dispose from Raging. No buyback as well for Lelouch, and T1 have a clean shot onto those tier 4s. They should still be able to have enough time without those 2 big buybacks here. And the GG's called.
Yeah. Polaris holding that GG just a little bit, making them work for it. But in the end, from the start, we thought, T1 maybe a slightly better team. Polaris has a tough DPC tournament. They did do well in this so far, but
for game number 2 of T1 versus Polaris, it is John Xfire here with Automodotan.
Could be able to get a kill before Natsumi gets his reincarnation ready.
Oh, that could be up top onto Cuckoo with a rebound up, and it doesn't take too long for him to melt.
Right, it's like Gabby has sort of more raw HP, and Cuckoo, is he gonna be okay? Disposed again.
Oh boy, just that output. Look at how much damage they do with that sidekick, even at level 1, enough to melt. Carl does show up. Has the Avalanche toss ready, trying to make a play, but Xavius will have rebound and dispose ready soon. Avalanche toss doesn't quite connect in the way you'd want to, and suddenly Carl's the one in trouble. Tree toss away, damage is not enough, and Carl's actually copying a lot of damage. Jump forward from Xavius, trying to go into Whitemon. Heavenly Jump is still there to save.
Day and night performance between Carl's coming in the back line. Might be able to get the kill now.
Fine. Force with a toss, so tosses creep back, but Xavius is still ready to punish, leaps forward, has to dispose. Lelouch is showing up as well, but isn't even necessary with the Eidolons.
With Death Pop this time, the exact opposite. Whitemon almost disposed.
Oh.
There you go.
Got the range, and it doesn't take too long for him to melt to the damage. He could Avalanche toss out. Arrow is popped by the creep wave though. So Force gonna be able to still run. Tree toss out from Carl. Do they have enough? One more right click. The salve is there to save, but not enough. Right click out from Raging does find him, and Xavius now gonna have to work his way out. Toss is ready from Carl. Xavius is still mighty fast. Toss forward is there. Melee arrow just doesn't do much with a fairy fire. Avalanche does clip. Carl will find something for his aggression.
The problem is like Carl needs to sort of move around, make space, whereas Lelouch doesn't. He can just push out the creep wave.
Cuckoo's just dead. Xavius just sneaks up in the jungle. Great forward ward. The Cuckoo once more. Already popped the Eye of the Storm to farm. Carl is chasing, but goes under a sentry. Immediate black hole from Force. No follow-up, though, but holds him down long enough for Lelouch to show up. Avalanche toss on Save is still alive, and Natsumi comes in to rip them apart. Now, Cuckoo already used the link. He's going to be able to run out.
Oh, Gabby?
Gabby held back. Chain stunts are out. Not that durable on the Doom yet. Did have the Midas flying out, so I guess technically that's... At the least you have some protection out, although Gabby's still getting caught out. And not going to be able to pop that BKB, he's just gone. Solar Bind and Spirit Vessel is enough as Natsumi gets force staff forward. Blink on cooldown for a bit longer.
Cuckoo, no!
Cuckoo's going to chase down, trying to juke around. Does get spotted and unceremoniously killed off by Lelouch. Another one bites the dust for T1 as they are keeping a chase up top. Keep Xavius alive. They find Whitemon. Hand of God flying right in the nick of time for AU.
Wait for the Aegis timeout. There's a minute left. You can't take a fight with the Aegis on. And if you
blink forward, Natsumi gets a stun onto Cuckoo. Solar Bind again. Cuckoo just melts without BKB. Avalanche toss back. Cuckoo is saved, but Xavius jumps forward, finds that kill. Whitemon trying to stall. They get one life on the Wraith King. That is the Reincarnate. And that is a bit of a longer cooldown. Will still be on cooldown once the Aegis fades, so they could try to wait the next 40 seconds. Moonlight out though. Might look for the re-engage. They find AU, but even the Chen might be a bit too tough for them to handle. And just kind of forced back. Tier 2 still open to be shoved in as Natsumi jumps forward again. Finds Raging, dispose out into the Illuminate. Raging does manage to leap away to one time. He's going to be able to get himself out to safety.
Like, that's an insane team fight. Gabby? Oh, he might be in trouble here. Gabby, no. Not like this.
Already popped the BKB earlier on. It's false. And the arrow out from Raging might at least find Xavius with a toss back on Carl.
That's something.
It's something, but they sacrifice Whitemon's well up top. So you sacrifice 2 for that 1 kill on Xavius. But nothing of value is lost. Dispose out from Xavius, catches out Cuckoo again. He has the BKB to get it off. Can he turn it on? Does manage to flick it on. Trying to run, but the damage is done. Black hole coming out as well from Force in the middle of that, just to ensure the kills are found. They still have that Doom available, but they can't catch Lelouch, and that's the big one they want. Carl does blink in, does manage to get a good Avalanche toss out, but the heals are there. They manage to stall out. Midnight Pulse on top of Carl. He's melting to the output. Natsumi rips through. Gabby can't do much, even with the BKB. Forced to run away. Gets whipped by Natsumi.
Might be over.
Stunned up. They do find Xavius on the side, but Raging gets clipped away, and Natsumi with one big crit to seal the deal. Forcing the buyback out. Cuckoo is back up and running. BKB of his is still on cooldown. They just re-engage in Polaris. Rip right through. He's gone again for 40 seconds. As T1 just, they don't have angles. Look at Natsumi just blinking all over the place, finding these kills one by one. And T1 are forced to call the GG. Polaris rising up from the ashes here for game number 2, Autumn.
Like a phoenix, we
are back for game number 3 of T1 versus Polaris.
Oh, Whitemon, what the hell is he doing here?
Yeah, he's really far back there, Whitemon.
You're on the other team, Whitemon. Come on, man.
Whitemon again, kind of getting caught out. And the damage out from Xavius is pretty big. Avalanche out as well, force keeping chase. And yeah, Whitemon can't quite run, forced to Fairy Fire. Dead again? Dead again. What? I would not advise anyone to max up Evil first, but you know that could be one way to catch Cuckoo out with the stuns. The rebound speed is quite high and you can't do damage when you're tossed back. There's the Dispose as well. Lots of damage out from Cuckoo. Natsumi dropping low. Might be able to get the last right click, and they do. Cuckoo finds the first kill for T1 as AU start to drop low here. Might be able to run off. Not a rebound there. No Dispose, but the stick charges are on hand. The heal's there, but Cuckoo gets a double.
And well, Cuckoo, he's just gonna take his damage back. Natsumi, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah, runs right up. Plasma field out. One more right click. Cuckoo on a spree already. Polaris gonna need to drag some more bots and drag Lelouch in. Can they find the angle? They spot out Cuckoo, immediately blown away with Natsumi at the side. Carl, and showing up without the Dream Coil, can't get the control they need. They need to gap close onto Gabby and get the chain control off. But it's Raging who makes the first move. Disposed back onto Force. The damage is great, but look at the burst!
Gabby!
He's just gone. The Fatal Bonds and Creep Wave with the damage from Lelouch is enough, and Raging TPing away, not enough. They get the clean kills.
That is kind of a disaster. Well, it's fine. I mean, it's just gonna be a tower. Gabby a little too aggressive. They lose Natsumi the same side, so overall T1 not too bad. Other people are coming though.
They're slowly TPing down. They managed to get them Carl with a DD. Should be enough to kill off Force with a silence. Dispose out as well. Lelouch does manage to hold back, and Force is trying to heal it. It's just not quite enough. Xavius gets a good avalanche off. Natsumi shows up with his damage. With a Phantasm, does manage to get one kill, but the link is on him. Golem drop to cut this off. Natsumi still dropping low, is taken away. But can Lelouch clean up? Finds one more. Raging does fall.
Just the supports falling
so
from
far.
T1.
Not the big kills they want. And they did commit Golem for that back off as well. Cuckoo not done. Wants AU. Does get clipped by the Remnant. Lelouch still looking to play here. Cuckoo dropping low. Doesn't even find AU. AU's still running. Carl not gonna go for the orb, so they kind of even it out.
This is not what you want your character to be at all. This is where you want him to be, 8 minutes, 7 minutes. He is very far behind.
Yeah, AU just gets picked away with a Viper Strike. Lelouch not in time to help, although might find Raging. Good Remnant out from Lelouch. Avalanche toss with the Tumbler's Toy as well. They find another Carl, trying to hold him back, but here comes Force to cut off Whitemon. With the Spirit Vessel up, Whitemon not gonna have too much life left here. Lelouch will have the step up and running and immediately in. Onto Cuckoo next. And getting a lot of value from that Spirit Vessel, but not quite enough damage this time around. They cut their losses. 2 for 1 again, trading off AU earlier on, but they're not done. Xavius keeps that chase, finds Cuckoo, tosses back. Cuckoo trying to link his way away, but not going to be enough to save, and they get the kill. Carl pretty low on mana, does have the coil. The silence is there. He's not even going to be able to find punishment onto Xavius.
I don't think he outscales a Chaos Knight. So I don't think that the Polaris have to be worried about that. Although mid lane...
Jump forward, Dispose out onto Xavius as he blinks in. Didn't manage to get the Avalanche before that, as he is going to lose Force, but to get the stun on Raging. Maybe they find at least that support in Marcy. Lelouch doesn't have an additional jump. Remnant does connect. One more right click to do the job. Meanwhile, Carl cleans up on the sides. Going on to AU now. Lelouch trying to get some hits off. AU still being chased down. Still has the Golem. Doesn't get picked off, but does lose his courier.
BKB on Force could be a big deal for them.
Carl finds Xavius. Immediate Dream Coil out. Snap is there with the Avalanche. Xavius might be able to run his way off. They do spot out Gabby. He does Strength Morph in time, so he's a lot harder to kill off right now. They have the Golem drop, perfectly chain stunned. They actually kill him off. The damage from Natsumi, the crits from the Phantasm is enough to carry them through.
And really good timing from AU, saving that Golem just to make sure they're stunned.
Avalanche toss out onto Cuckoo, into the Remnant as well. The timing's perfect. Pops the BKB and dies. Fresh BKB not doing much as the Exos pop. Trying to get more. Carl does clean up on Xavius eventually. But with Cuckoo dying again, they don't mind. They're so focused in there that they don't jump in, but Natsumi's checking with illusions, does find that out, and they might find Raging further trouble. The stun is there, they get a kill, and now they get the opportunity for Roshan. Meanwhile, Polaris still chasing across the map. They manage to catch out Cuckoo. Link is there to hold back Lelouch. And Gabby is ready to play with his own Remnants. Does actually clip Lelouch somehow. Not enough to really net the kills. And eventually Polaris, they might find this rush. Dreamcoil is still down. That's a big one for Polaris to sneak away themselves. Raging still hanging around the area, still outside vision. He's actually using that invis well, giving so much key information towards T1, but he does walk into the range now. The stun is coming through, Avalanche as well. Natsumi grabs another. Cuckoo coming in though. Does have the static link, but is forced to BKB and tried to keep chase. Is still being tickled by the illusions, but it's enough to shove them out for now.
I absolutely love this game.
Blink, stun out for Xavius, toss back as well. Whitemon, that pause 5 Viper. You talked about it scaling here, Otmo. It certainly feels like it's kind of run its course.
Polaris, I think I'll find him. Can he get the backstab going?
No, you catch out Xavius, that gives him the info. Instantly blowing up Xavius. But Natsumi still in the area. Aegis only a minute left.
If they could get a kill on Carl, that would be the best thing they could get for them to push high ground. Carl has BKB though.
Smoke breaks, instantly stunned up. Avalanche toss as well. Golem drops as well. Gabby's just gone. Just instantly taken away. The chain stunts are perfect coming out from Polaris. Straggling here. No blink out though. Cuckoo. Kind of just looking for the split push. They are still hunting, diving into the high ground here, catching out Carl. Remnant tanked out by Whitebond. Luna's job is to support. BKB a popped open by Carl. Tossed back by Xavius. Onto Raging is going to be a sitting duck. Taken away as they drag Cuckoo back in. Avalanche does not do much with the BKB, but so does the static link. Just doesn't achieve much with a 4 stabs. But they fortify back to hold on to this creeps. Buyback from Raging. They want to find that opening. Upheaval being channeled by AU in the back line. Dreamcoil already. They have the Dispose combo onto Lelouch. They force that him away. Does have the ults to save. Cuckoo with a BKB once more on the refresh. But they still lose Raging. They take out the Aegis on Natsumi. But here comes Lelouch on the re-engage, taking out Cuckoo. No buyback on him as Natsumi jumps forward. Once Carl will find him. A triple kill on Godlike for Natsumi. Onto the racks they go. And it's Gabby against the world. No buybacks left for T1. They could try to rush for the tier 4s. They've got the damage and they will do so.
Yeah, he's literally 1, 3, and 0. It's very unfortunate.
Oh, he's comes from BKB trying to make a last stand here. Might find Natsumi. The toss away in the Glimmer Cape. Saves Natsumi. The BKB as well to dodge the damage. And they're still onto those tier 4s. Natsumi
no BKB on Gabby now.
No BKB on Gabby as well.
He does have a chaos
just keeps going. Buyback on Carl. No Dreamcoil yet. Avalanche does not connect. Yules is there to save BKB out from Carl. But there goes Gabby back in without the BKB. Doesn't really find anyone. Does dive. He's gone. The GG T1 out of the running for Gen